But like a lot of things became a thing of appropriacy, especially being a black woman. So, you would talk a certain way or you would laugh a bit loud maybe. And like, it's not my fault that sadly I might, what's it name, I might get along with certain co-workers a bit more because they want to bond with me because we are black and so forth. And we spend so much time at work and they can't relate with any other people. So, you get in trouble and so forth. And I remember it was just so long. It was literally just so long. And I think that's what kind of deterred me as well from being in that industry as well.
Bartending is more than just pouring drinks. It's an art, a skill, and for many, a way of life. Hi, I'm Michael Appiah, and this is my documentary Tapped In Bartender Stories.
I've been a bartender for 4 years and I wanted to create a documentary which I asked different bartenders or people that have worked in the industry about their experience about working behind the bar.
Cool. It's been alright, it's been tiring, bored, kind of hungover, had no sleep, that's why I sound like this. Yeah, that's literally it. Literally, there's no thoughts behind these eyes ever. No thoughts behind these eyes? Yeah.
Those weekends, yeah, you don't really have a life on the weekends. You're just constantly working and working, serving customers, pouring drinks. Sometimes it gets a bit overwhelming, but there's money to be made.
I feel like most of the time you spend the time with the people that you're working with. It's a case of after the shift, even though you should go home and get some sleep, if it was a stressful shift, you're going out for a drink after, like 1 turns to 2, turns to 8, turns to like a really bad hangover the next day.
Tiring. It's one of them days where it's not much to do, so it kind of just drags it on. Could be worse. Could be a busy Saturday night. It's my 5th shift out of 7 in a row, so I'm over it. I'm over it. It's dragging. I want to go home. I want to go to bed.
It's definitely the hours. The late hours drive you crazy. Like sometimes I'm getting home at 5 a.m. And then I got to get up the next day just to come back to work. You never see daylight. It just kind of stresses you out because you're never here. You're never outside. You're never socializing with other people.
Welcome to the Old Queen's Head, motherfuckers.
I think the well-being that happens in the bar already because of the teamwork is very beneficial. But I think there should be someone in charge of the individual well-being of each person working in a bar. I think if you're not alright with yourself, how is everything gonna work properly?
It's more just like knowing who's your people. Yeah. Like figuring out who's your people, how to make their night special, and that's fine. But it's like, yeah, as long as we know how many people are coming, what they're expecting, what they've been promised, what they haven't been promised. Yeah. Because a lot of people come in and be like, I was promised this, and it's like,
because I remember when I was trying to do uni and work at the same time, and I struggled a lot while trying to do that because it was just like trying to come into work after I've just done a full day of like a full day of uni. And it was a struggle because I'd be so tired from doing like everything in the morning and dealing with my lectures and everything, and then I'd have to come into work and then have to be like, wake myself back up and be like ready for work even though I'm like exhausted.
2 days are going to be the same. Obviously, every time you like jump behind that bar, you're meeting new people. Like you find out new stories. Drinks are different, conversations different. So yeah, that's probably my favourite thing. Just you're never gonna like hear the same story twice. It's always new people, always new faces to meet, always new friends to make. So yeah, it just keeps things like fresh, consistent, just something new. It's not the same old, same old.
gonna get you upstairs.
You're gonna get me upstairs?
Yeah. Oh, no, like
Hey,
that.
yo! I've got evidence. You got evidence. You got evidence.
I'm on my way home.
Rachel's going home.
What's going on?
Starts at 10 o'clock shift.
Yeah, day shift.
The day shift.
Have the door open for the photographer.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I get shot.
Actually fine. But I was
Hello everyone. This is one of the days. I just finished work yesterday at 1. Yeah, I was meant to finish at 1, but I finished at like 1:10, 1:20, pretty much. So I'm tired. I'm have to go back to work at 1 o'clock today. And yeah, I'm so tired. This is pretty much, I literally just got out of the shower. My sister's on the camera, pretty much. Yeah, no, I'm freaking tired. So tired. Yeah. Work was so long yesterday. Legit, it was just non-stop. Like it was like busy but quiet, but busy but quiet. Like it usually happens around the bars pretty much, where it's just like some parts will be very busy, some parts will be very quiet and stuff, and then it's also annoying, but it's nice because I'm getting paid for it.
11:40, 20 minutes to open, and basically I'm just picking up some baby for today. Pretty much, yeah, it's just me and myself opening today with Josh, which is really new. So yeah, right now I'm just doing pour off. So basically pour off is basically, pour off is basically the first one, basically pour the first one. So because basically if you basically open and then just pour the first pie, it's possible it's going to smell like shit and taste like shit. So we always do it pour off as a bartender. So I've done this side, this side.
Did you always want to be a bartender?
I mean, it's definitely not like the job that's gonna like. I'm not gonna do it forever. I definitely prefer it over retail because I've done both. I've done retail, now doing hospitality, and I'd say I like the culture of like hospitality. Like I love that it is just like fun.
Alright, why did you choose to work in the bar?
For me, I thought it was going to improve my confidence in terms of being obligated to engage with people and talk to people and get to know them, have a rapport with them. So I thought it would essentially be beneficial for me for getting out of my comfort zone.
Because it's a great social environment. I mean, you meet a lot of people. It's the best thing, the worst thing about the job. You get to meet lots of people, and that's sometimes great and that's sometimes awful. But I think it's just a great environment overall. I mean, it is unhealthy, but it is a lot of fun.
I wanted to do something different. I feel like I've always done everything in hospitality other than the bar, and the bar has brought up confidence that I didn't think I have. Open up new opportunities. So yeah, definitely for the experience.
I've been doing customer service in some sort of capacity since I was 15, so that's coming on to 8 years now. I used to work at a mini golf place called Swingers, and it's like, you know what, I'm kind of sick of doing like the same style of customer service, so I wanted something different. I worked behind a bar when I was real young, when I was 16. I thought, you know what, I enjoyed it when I was there, let me go back to it, let me see how far I can take it. So I started doing part-time, picked it up really quickly, ended up doing more shifts, got a little bit more responsibility here, so it's like, okay, let me see if I can take that to like more of an upscale bar. Went there, carried on working, so it's like, okay, let me try management out. So yeah, no, I just wanted to change of pace, ended up picking things up really quickly. Now it's what I do full-time.
Do you find it challenging to maintain work-life balance while bartending?
It's very challenging. Of course, it takes so much energy out of you. You need to be capable of you basically having, eating properly, doing exercise, because otherwise on your daily life already things are very hard. And and you can't cope with it if you are not, you're not, you don't feel great.
I feel like with bartending, you have to actually be like constantly moving around while also entertaining people while trying to keep like a smile on your face. Because let's be honest, like you're always in front of customers. Like it's not like a ghost kitchen where like they can't see your face. You always have to be. You're always visible. So it's hard to sometimes keep a smile on your face and then manage everything and pretend everything is okay when it's not.
So obviously bartending, some sociable hours, you're always working late nights, like double shifts, whatever it may be. So yeah, no, it definitely can be. But again, it's just a case of communicating to like the person who does your rota, the COO, the owner, all that stuff. It's like, I've worked 5 Saturdays in a row, can I just have one off? As long as you communicate that, tell them that you are struggling to make time to see your friends, keep the gym routine, whatever it may be. It can be difficult. No, always working on social hours. As long as you communicate it, there'll be a way out of it. It's like just one weekend, you have Friday, Saturday off, refreshes you, you're good to go.
Do you feel like the hospitality industry does enough to address mental health of its workers? If not, what should change?
I don't think they do address it enough because they don't care. The people that are in suits that are running the companies that have like running the whole chain business of like all these pubs or even like the bars and stuff, they don't care. They just need workers to make them the money. And the bosses, like if you're managers, you tell them that you're dealing with problems, they don't really care. And so if they do care and they want to try and sort it out, but that's like a rarity, I'd say, in hospitality, where you get someone that's gonna really take it seriously. And I think they do need to try and find something to somewhere where we can call, or something just to help us mentally when we're going through tough times and dark times.
That's a hard question. I mean, I don't think it really does do enough because it's not like every other job where, most sort of social work and anything outside of the bar that you want to go to is usually closed in the hours that you're free anyway. So it's really hard to just keep track of your physical and mental health, and there's not a lot of resources for it. I mean, you can go talk to your managers about it, but there's nothing they can really do about it. They give you some time off, but even that just stresses you out. I mean, you're here for a reason. You need the money. It's not just a fun job that you do. So I think if I were to change anything, there should be maybe higher wages for people that are working in unsociable hours, and maybe just more resources available at different times, and just maybe if anything in hospitality, they should implement more regulations maybe in managers to, I don't know, just
that has been an issue at a few of the places I've worked. Like managers, owners, they'll run you into the ground. They'll see you more of as a number, not necessarily in person. But it's like, you know what, you can do a 14-hour shift 5 days a week. You'll be fine as long as I'm making money. So I have had issues with that in the past. Thankfully, the place I'm at now, they're brilliant for it. If you are struggling with stuff, if you talk to them, they'll sort it out. But no, not every venue is going to have that mindset. So it is a big issue. Again, these people are seen as numbers, little robots, not people. So it is an issue, but end of the day, you're going to have that issue in any industry, really. Whether or not in retail, your hospitality, you're working in an office, construction, you're going to have these kind of issues pop up no matter where you are. So it's just about having a clear line of communication, just trying your best to keep issues from stemming into anything further, really.
And I was serving a customer, and I thought, those kind of ladies that will come up to you and be like, do you know who you look like? And you're already thinking of like the first top 5 black celebrities in your head to go over. And Cherise went like, do you know who you look like? What's her name? Brandy? Just like Brandy. And you know when you actually have to think of what you look like? And then you look at her like, and I think the only response I had was like, oh, do you mean Brandy the drink or the singer? The singer, silly! Just like twins! Wow! no, and I'm thinking you've never seen a black person before in your life, and that's okay.
Depending on what environment you go to, but that being said, there are a variety of different types of bars, and regardless of where you go, you kind of run into very similar problems. In my case,
You could say.
being black, being a person of color, being queer at times, being femme presenting, it's a thing of like, especially if you're outnumbered in an environment, I don't think people consciously try to act a certain way or come off a certain way, but I think that there's a lot of subconscious biases that allow people to behave a certain way and not see that they are kind of picking and choosing who to behave with based off of certain things that they may not realize they're acting on.
Recently, I've had a problem with my management. Yeah, so management, honestly, and when it comes to hospitality, I'll be so honest, management, they're not the best. Like, you honestly have some management are nice, don't get me wrong. You have the loveliest managers, but most of the time they're dickheads. Like, they will change your schedule last minute without telling you. They will like shout at you just because you did one little small thing like wrong. Like, they will get onto you for your race, really, because most of my management are usually white. I can't lie to you. I'll be really honest. Most of them are white. I don't really see black management. Even Asian management, just any other race other than white.
That was a good part.
That was a good part.
That was a good part.
They cut the cameras.
Way to fake the white thing.
Yeah. So I'm just feeling like. So as like two white females working in the bar, so that sounds so mean. Sorry, but like seeing other ethnical people, have you ever experienced racism that you've seen and stuff like that and stuff, and like how do you approach that and stuff like that? Because I feel like as a black bartender I go through some racial undertones with customers a lot of times, and I feel like that's one of the reasons why I'm making a documentary, is just to get other people's viewpoints about the problems, the positive parts, the good parts about working in the bar and stuff. So I want to know your experiences, and not your experience, but you get what I mean. Like, have you ever?
What is it? Do you mean like experiencing from like seeing it from like
seeing it yourself, or have you ever
seeing racism happen to other people?
Or have you ever experienced as a black person ever made you feel like racist? Like has a black person made you feel down because of your skin? Have you I
haven't experienced any, thankfully. And I think I also come from a place of privilege where I'm not actively looking for it. Mm-hmm. And I think that's something that like I definitely could improve on and like look and seek out more than I do. But yeah, if ever, I think there's definitely none in our team, which is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Genuinely.
Yeah. And I'd let the people know if they want to
there was a situation where where someone, so I'm not gonna say what person or what manager or whoever, but basically it was someone that basically said the N-word, basically, nigger, basically, I can swear. Basically said the N-word, and I went to a manager who doesn't work here anymore. Basically I was like, oh, this person said the N-word, I feel so offended, blah 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 blah, but this guy's a nice guy, but he's not a nice guy because he said the N-word and stuff. And basically his response was, oh, do you want me to kick him out? And to me,
there's been times where there's been issues that I've had with guests or customers, just because I feel like it's because of my race and stuff like that, and I've gone up to a manager and stuff, and they acknowledge it, but they've not taken it seriously. If that makes sense.
But you see what I'm saying with that? I think you'll get a different response if your bar manager understood your experience. Do you get it? Because if you look at a lot of these establishments here, a lot of people, especially the high-end ones, you're not going to see a lot of coloured or ethnic people, or from people from what's it called? A small minority. What's it called? What's the saying called when it's a minority? Just a minority race or whatever. Yeah, you're not going to see them be a head bartender or be an owner of establishment. Or if you do see that, their brand is going to be focused on like pushing the minority or the race, because they've noticed that there's a gap in the market for it, and they have to sort of push that rhetoric to, hey guys, we're all inclusive, like we care about these types of things. Do you get it? It's like they have to push it because it's sort of that's just the law in this country. Like racism here, it's not like France, for example, where it's like even in the law it's blunt, like it's straight to your face. Do you get it? They ban the bar card, they ban like this, you can feel the Islamophobia. Do you get it? Whereas here it's very subtle, it's very under the nose. Like sometimes you won't even clock someone's being racist at you because it's just a small remark or something, and they don't understand the gravitas of it because it's not been made into that big of an issue for them. Do you get?
And I was a barback. And there were also other barbacks that were employed. They happened to be white and they happened to be women. And in the case of me, I was expected to do heavy lifting, carrying stuff. It didn't matter how many times. Didn't matter if I was injured. I was expected to do it during my shift because that was part of my job. A girl had come up to me who was also under the same role as me. And she had told me that she was instructed to never carry ice because they perceived it as being like too heavy for her. She was literally told if she ever needs to carry something to ask somebody else. And I feel like it's being allowed to be seen as like fragile or dainty or someone who needs help versus I'll see people of color working as barbacks or bartenders and they're overworked and they're exhausted, but they also have the mentality of I can keep going, I'm not working hard enough, I'll know to stop when I'm dead, essentially, you know? And I feel like it's frustrating, it's exhausting, it's demoralizing.
Like, did you ever have like a racial experience in working behind a bar? And if you don't, please can you explain that to me?
For me, it's just like it's happened so many times that it's just more like I don't know how to explain it. It's happened, but I can't give you specific examples.
Do you mean
because
like
it's happened so frequently?
Yeah,
it's like
being on the sidelines.
Racist undertones. People make comments about my physical appearance.
Does people, because we were talking about this, do people compare to other people that's famously black?
Yeah, because that's
yes.
Do you get
yeah,
like?
I got pulled.
It's so weird that like I always had, and I think this is like a sad thing as well about being light skinned. All the racist stuff that ever happened to me was being sexualized for being like mixed and black. So if ever I got a comparison, it would be like, oh, you like Lenny Kravitz? He was my crush when I was younger. And I'd be like, cool sort of stuff. And it was like, I was 19, like, obviously, like, sometimes you only gaslighting because you heard it before. I'd use it, and it's one of those things which is like, I never had, because I would hear like what like you guys were going through behind the bar, and I'd be like, nah, I don't know. I think it's a mixture between maybe like being light skinned but also a gender thing. Like I know that like Sly, for example, no one ever said shit to Sly because he's like 6'4" and
exactly,
like
he's just packing it on
150 kilos.
That's what
I mean, I got a good one for you two that you two will love. If you guys remember how in the in-house, when it happened in-house, not just from customers, but this is our staff that are doing it, would be calling, "You're Michael, Sylvester."
I forgot. Oh yeah, management love to call black people other black people
names.
That's like me and Annabelle.
Yeah.
They know we're best friends, but they be like Monique, Annabelle, Monique.
I used to get called Sylvester all the fucking time. And Sylvester used to get called Michael. And then I got called
What's wrong with me?
That's what annoys me about this. It's also like, if I'm not who I am today, I would have not gotten my job. And that's what fudging pisses me off. It's like someone could legit like hear me out.
Sorry, why we just stressing me out?
Serious. I feel like if I'm not who I am and people just saw me, they'll be like, oh, this big scary black man that they can't go up to and stuff like that. So I remember one time I was speaking to Paul. I don't know if you know Paul, but I was saying Paul with glasses.
Paul.
You're saying Paul.
Oh no, Paul.
No,
Paul.
Like the same.
Say Paul. So basically,
I was like, we've had some weird names here.
So basically, I was telling it, I was like, because one time I worked a Friday shift and it was like 3 white bartenders and I was just the only black bartender. there, and I was on the 4th station, and everyone would go to the white person. Even if you go say hello and be like, hey, how you doing? And they'll just look at you like, yeah, so, and they'll talk to the other white person, and it's just like, it's like, do I have to be like, hey, how you doing? Or like, do you know what I mean? Like, me and like...
There's an art in that though, you know, because...
But there doesn't need to be an art.
No, let me explain.
Oh, right, no, I actually know
there's an art in that, because although they may not be coming to you, some part of us subconsciously says, if you don't, well, for me, basically, well, if you don't want to come for me, I'm going to go sit in the back and play on my phone for you.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of learn these, when I say art, that's what I mean. Do you know what I mean? You kind of learn these sort of tactics where it's kind of like, I'm seeing what this is, and it's so fucking sad. It happens, but to try and take it in my stride or deal with it, I'm gonna try and, you know, but I'm going for a fag.
No, that's what
I'm
going for a fag. I've had to like send people, because like my old pub didn't do it a lot, and I'd be like, there's like literally like, why am I getting like a whole crowd of all these white people in front of me because they don't want to be getting served by someone that can't speak English that well, or someone that is like of the fucking like either black or brown, like literally like, I was like, guys, I was like literally shouting at customers being like, you need to move, like there's other bartenders here, like I'm not the only one here. And at one point I did go for a sneaky break because I was literally just like, this is the only way they're gonna get off my back. And I was like, smoke break, y'all take over. And then that's when they all spread it out, because it's like they gotta go to everyone else.
The craziest thing though is management never really used to take that situation into consideration when they do things like who made the most money upstairs.
Oh, I've had that conversation.
But what I find nuts, and that is, it's really interesting hearing it, because like I used to take the most, and I find that so weird because like I never realised the difference between like our experiences either. Because I guess I was always like a fascination. It's like even in Oz when I'm on bar, it's sort of like there's always a conversation going about something.
So today I'm going to be talking to my best friend Jazz. When I started working in the bar industry, I worked with Jazz, and we experienced, like, that's when I started, so I experienced a lot of shit with Jazz, and basically we're going to be talking about that in this documentary pretty much, so yeah. So I'm going to show you a picture of us two back in the past, basically, and stuff. It was during the time when we both started working and stuff, and we were taking this picture. I'm not going to show the camera, the documentary, I'm just going to show it to you, and just tell me what was feeling at that time. Very much, See that? See that?
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay.
So how was you feeling during that time?
It was a dark time. we were in the trenches in that one. I think that was a point where we both kind of like caught each other and were like, nah. You know, we were just like, nah, what is this?
I remember during that time where the someone, we know who we're talking about, I'm not going to say the name.
It was a problem.
Sorry, their name. And with that person, did you feel like that person talked down to us?
Absolutely.
I definitely twist question.
I don't even know why you asked that. I think that was the main thing that I ever got from them, was just like when they would talk to me, it would be like I'm stupid.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact, especially for something that's literally over drinks, and I have intelligence before that, I'm not stupid. So you don't need to talk down to me because like you think I'm new and whatever.
That was my issue with that person, because I felt like that person always like spoke down on us and made us feel like terrible.
Yeah.
But it's like afterwards, it's like everything's cool.
No, because like I remember how busy it was during that shift, and like it's like I remember so clearly. I think I was like carrying like glasses through upstairs, and oh my god, it's like you got the steam and the smoke and the sweat, and you're having to be like, excuse me guys, but I'm small, so I'm really like no, and I'm
to be like backs as well. And
yeah, no. Some people don't know what backs is. Backs are like, I'm broken your back. No, let me go through. And it's like by the time I got through, and it's like I'm getting complaints because I'm moving too slow. Do you see how many people are in this room? Do we see?
With 6 bartenders on the bar.
This is what I'm saying. No. So as soon as I finished that shift, I knew damn well I would be drinking.
Oh yeah. We get free drinks all the time after work.
Yeah. Which is also why you should be good with your co-workers, because like, you know, like sometimes they'll be really strict with it, but they're like, you gotta get a discount. I don't want I want 100% discount.
Oh, 100%.
It's like, you've seen what I've gone through. Like sometimes I'll go to the bar, yeah, and the way my face is just like, and then like,
especially when you do like a fucking long ass shift.
Yeah.
You have to, like come back the next day at like 1 o'clock. Like it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Like, it happened now, but it's that was nice.
yeah, I'm just so not good with like, I don't know, like once I'm tired and I'm like trying to drink through it, I'm telling you I will crash out the day after. But I know I have to get up, I know I have to do stuff, but like next day, don't force me, don't look at me. Don't do it. And then it's like, as soon as I come in for like a 10 a.m. for example, and then I'm already being talked down and I'm hungover and I'm already pissed off and I'm like, I'm feeling that I can't do it. No. But then there's not really much you can say about it. I think that's the kind of annoying thing, because like, I think the whole point of drinking after shift is like, you drink to forget. You know? Yeah. Like that kind of thing where it's like, oh, it's not that deep. And then you go to the same place the next day and I'm like,
damn, I was drunk. It's worse when it's your day off and you drink. Because what we used to do is like, so I would work and like, possible, so I'd go, hey, Jazz, what you doing? Or my friend Jen, he's on that side. I would call them up and then like the whole time I was just complaining about work and someone else as well.
yeah, no, and like I feel like you get to, and the procedure is like you complain for like at least 7 minutes straight, and then I go, okay, but what are you doing right now?
Yeah.
And you'd be like, I'm just having a smoke. And I'm like, okay, I'm coming.
I just called Jazz on my break and was like, hey, I hate this person.
Yeah.
This shit has got me much. This stuff.
Right.
Also,
Go on, shoot.
because
Don't show me anything.
No. It was cause there was a picture that I saw and I was like,
I feel like that was, I didn't really pictures from that.
right. The thing is, we hit. If that person
no, dear God.
So have you ever experienced any problems at work, and could you explain? So when I mean by work, why issue? Not just
Oh, like, okay, like in general. I would say it kind of ties into what we're talking about, where like there's a lot of people that talk down to you when you're working. And I think that being paired with sometimes the way that customers will talk down to you, like even though like you're actually giving them the service and stuff like that, I think it's hard because there is only so much you can say. Like you can hold your boundaries and say your piece in like somewhat of a fan way. Whether it will be taken or not is already on the person who already has that assumption of you that like you're just a worker and you can be replaced. So I think a lot of the time it was just like mad disrespect, and then like it would be during a really stressful shift anyways, and like I don't deal well with like having to do a lot of things at once. I get quite anxious and a bit like, yeah. So
Hello everyone. Yeah, so basically I want to talk to them about our experiences about working behind the bar pretty much and stuff, and basically ask your input and stuff, and what was it like for you guys to work as like being who you are. What like, did you guys have any issues? What was the fun parts and stuff? So we're just gonna go around if that's okay and stuff. So start moving. Yeah. So how did you feel when like you worked in the bar? Because I know you don't work in the bar industry, you know?
No, I don't.
So yeah, so like when you was working in the bar industry, how was your experience and stuff?
I don't know if I can specifically grasp it.
One
don't massive experience, but on a whole, I will say it was the most spiritually transforming experience that I've ever had in my entire life. Would I do it again? No. Did I need to go through it? No. It could have been avoided.
It really.
I think for me it was, I don't know if I developed a mental illness from working back here. Maybe possibly. Maybe possibly.
That also brings me to another question. Like, do you feel like the hospitality industry deals with mental health with bartenders very well?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I've seen it at the forefront where, especially when you're in higher positions, that your mental health is just completely ignored. Do you understand? Even for the guys that what they would call like the lower kind of roles, etc. They don't care about your mental health whatsoever. As long as you can do what you need to do and do it to their standards, that's all that matters. And you'd often find you literally see someone come in one way and then come out completely different, to the point where you don't even recognize this said person, whether it be your friend or someone that you just see on a day-to-day basis. And you don't realize how detrimental it is until you take yourself away from this environment. And you really do ask yourself, how the fuck was I functioning in that? Was I just on autopilot? Like,
do you feel like you've changed? This is for everyone as well. So when you started, do you feel like you've changed? And if you've changed, do you feel like you've become like a mean person? So that's what I feel like. I feel like I've become more meaner, more harsher, more like, yo, get the shit done. I don't give a fuck what you're going through. Get the shit
It's
done.
developed a nice backbone for me because I used to be extremely passive, but now I just will not take any kind of shit. Even if you are if you are a customer and I'm meant to be nice to you, if you are going to be highly disrespectful to me, then I'm just not going to take it. I don't have to serve you and take the shit that they'll be throwing at me because they're intoxicated and they can't handle their alcohol. So I feel like I've just come out more stronger to not be taking shit.
No, definitely. Because I think regardless of whatever job you're at, especially in hospitality, I always have the mindset of like, I do not get paid enough for disrespect. I never ever get paid enough for someone to disrespect me to my face. Like, no job is worth, especially if it's a job that I know I don't want to do at all. And I feel like every time like you step into the place that we worked, it was like there's this aura that just comes on you where you do kind of feel like you're a different person. It's a Jekyll and Hyde kind of situation. As soon as you leave, you're like, what even was that?
What is
that?
I literally getting home from work, and I'll just be like on the bus, sit on the bus with the N73, my headphones on. I'm just there like, yo, what the fuck?
No, you're just blank. You're like, what
do you feel like? I don't know how to explain it. There was periods of time, maybe because I was like really drinking heavy and dabbling in some things that I shouldn't have. When you go home, it's like you're sitting, but I felt like I was vibrating on. Do you know, it's just kind of like, oh my god, my nervous system, I could feel
everything,
me shaking, but I'm sitting there on the bus, pissed off my nut, but still, I shouldn't be feeling like feel every single thing that shift would have put you through.
And that's, I feel like, sorry for cutting you off, but I feel like we do those stuff, whatever it is that we do to make us all happy, it's because of that shit. Someone could legit say someone could say the littlest thing. Like, I feel like it's because, like, say for example, I don't know, like, you guys happen, I know it's happened with you, it's just like, we'll have those shifts where we finish at 1 and have to come in at 12 or like some dickhead time the next day. And it's no one's fault, it's no one's fault, we just have to make extra money. And then we come in and then someone will say the littlest thing and then it will just trigger us and like, yeah, I'm getting fucked after work.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, we were the COVID team as well, so but I struggle with like what work to live, not live to work sort of mentality, if that's the right way around.
Yeah.
And then it got to the point kind of going back to like bar work and mental health and value and everything. It was like, I think every single one of us at one point, obviously we came here to have this as a job, but then it was like everything, like my whole life. In a sense, I remember, especially COVID times, like they'd be like, oh yeah, you can't work within like, I don't know, 10 hours of shifts, 12 hours of shifts. And it was like, oh no, I'd leave the doors of this place at like 9 o'clock in the morning, have a shower, change, be back here for like 12. Or like even some nights I would be here, the sun would come up and we'd sit down and we'd just be like, all right, let's just walk down to, I don't know, Tesco, get some food, stay here, do the first 5 hours and cut out at like 5 p.m. or something. And like, despite that, I loved it. Like,
I feel like, I don't know for you guys, but I feel like I could work way much better when I'm fucked off my face the night before.
Really?
And it's really, and that's no,
That's a bold statement.
But that's when I realized, like, because when I started bartending, I never did the stuff that I used to do before. Like, I would never take certain type of drugs, or I would never drink as much. But then when it come to the point where it was like, yo, I could actually work while I was getting fucked, that's when I pulled it back and was like, hey, yo, I need to chill on this stuff.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's why I worked part-time, because I was like, if I work full-time, it's just gonna make me drink every day.
Yeah.
So we do shit like we smoke every day, do certain stuff.
Yeah.
So with that, what's your views on like taking drugs and stuff with the hospitality industry and stuff? I know it's like a taboo
So you
subject.
that's the way you started.
Yeah.
What do you feel like taking drugs?
Yeah.
So I was like, how do you feel about it?
The drugs is bad and stuff like that, but
In every given situation,
In
by
every-
the way.
yeah.
like there's
You shouldn't
What's
be
out
taking-
there, you shouldn't
you shouldn't be taking drugs.
Yeah,
Don't
The
take
moment you
drugs.
get to work and you have to, because some of us have been there, and some of us have seen it.
Yeah.
The moment you step through your workplace and you say, I'm going to call somebody, and it's within the half an hour to the hour to the 2 hour mark of you actually being there, there's a fucking problem.
Yeah.
I always have the mentality that, like, I've literally carried this mentality, especially from this place, which is, no matter how much I love a job, I will never stay in a hospitality job for more than 6 months, because I think hospitality is so consuming.
Yeah.
But it's like, unless you want to be in hospitality and move up and progress and like go into that industry full time and like that be your industry for life, I always tell my friends, no job is worth the actual mental decline that you have, because it's the same way that, like, partying, for example. If you party every single day for 6 months, at one point you're like actually not functioning if you're not partying. And you wake up one morning, you're like, everything hurts. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
everything
Buying
hurts.
everything for no reason.
But yeah, I know it's the culture of hospitality, and it's not just here. Like, obviously, I live in Australia now. Everywhere in the world, the culture of hospitality is like, everyone does drugs.
We went, because I remember you leaving to Australia. Did you work in the hospitality bar industry there? What was it like?
Yeah. It's different. So in Australia, they have rules, which I think is actually really good for bartenders. It's frustrating, but it's good. So there's this thing called the RSO, which is like their liquor license that everyone has to get individually, and they're so strict about it that if a bartender drinks on shift, they can get fined $1,100 if they're caught by the government. So no one drinks on shift unless you're in like smaller bars and everything. So we don't have the culture of you get shit-faced at work, which is I think where most of our drinking happen and everything. But then it's just after sort of thing. Like, people are like, oh, I bartend in Australia, I want to work in London. I'm like, you won't be able to hack it. I think it's worse here. And like when I was in LA, it was like that too. But like everywhere in the world is the drinking and drug culture of bartending, because it's the industry.
Yeah. It's like a cult in a sense, where it's like once you get into that like area and that industry, if you don't have like the mental capacity at that time to be like, I can't do this is too much, I'm getting into so much shit, you will not leave. Like, and they will make it so like hard for you to leave, because they will offer you everything and even like kind of enable, like, because no one's blind to it. Everyone can see when someone's like a little bit like drinking a bit too much on shift, or like, you know, getting involved in certain stuff, but they're like, okay, if they're coping with this, that means that they can't like question or pick up on anything else. So we're just gonna let them do that and consume all of that stuff, so that like they won't have any other issues afterwards, and it keeps the cycle going, I think.
But my question is, what was your turning point for you to say, do you know what, yeah, no, I'm not doing this? Because for me, it was being knees deep in this, and then you know how sometimes in some places you have staff parties, and then you're seeing your senior managers acting a fucking fool. You sit, for me that was the moment I was like, Mon, like,
you gotta do better.
Not even you gotta do better, that could easily be you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, wake up, that could really, you're this close. The bar, you're treading a fine line, girl. Like, that could easily be you. Literally what Matthew said, there's this sort of culture that comes with bartending. That's what I've experienced in London, and it's disgusting. And those people just fall victim to it.
Yeah.
And a lot of us do. Do you understand?
Yeah, of course.
And I think it kind of relates back to what you were saying about mental health as well. These things all intertwine, because I know like some of those senior people I was looking at, I know they ain't really doing great. Because if you was, you wouldn't be doing.
Yeah, of course.
Do you understand? You're addicted to this lifestyle.
So it's very bar, pretty much. Got your wines, juices, everything. You got your wines, juices on that side. Very much, but yeah, I'm just waiting for guests to come in, which they're coming at 12:30, and I finish at like 6, which is fucking amazing. So great, but yeah, what do I like about working in the bar? I like the fact that, but yeah, I just like the fact that you can meet new people and you learn stories and you listen to people and stuff. Like, yeah, sometimes like the documentary has been like very negative and very like boom, 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 boom. But what I enjoy the most is that you could just be like yourself. With this job, you can be yourself. With other jobs I've worked at, like you have to be like a robot, like say a certain criteria pretty much. But this job you can be be yourself. You can be yourself and just literally just live your best life in the team as well. It was really great. Like back in the day, like the team before 3 years ago, because I've been this job for time, they're like a lot of the best team, like they're all okay people, but certain other times. But with this team, it's just like you can literally just like be yourself and not be judged and not be fucking annihilated. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, right now I'm just waiting for the guests to come in and stuff. And yeah, everything's just pretty much set up. I'd set up the whole bar, playing bar. Because like I said before, we have a bouquet that's coming at 12:30. Pretty much. And I had to set up downstairs main box. I was helping my friend Alice, who's our head bartender and stuff. So I was helping her out, doing like candles and all that stuff. It was really fun to have a conversation with Alice, and that's what the best thing about opening is like biting with people. It's just that you get to have conversations with bartenders while I was working.
Of course, Michael. Whatever you need, I'm going to be. Did you come out? Today? Yeah. Today.
I was like, oh, he's gone. It'll be gone. And I looked over and I was like, it's not gone.
But Michael, one thing. If you interview me, please don't put subtitle on me.
Oh, no.
Okay? Okay. I'm going to repeat the scene as much as you need, but don't put subtitles. It's something that I hate. No, I want the kind of the Italian that is speaking in English and they put subtitles. I feel very annoying. Don't ask me why.
I'm surprised they got more food and more drinks. But you can tell how the people how they are, because they like food and they like drinks. So you can tell them most of them.
Oh, there you go.
Well, I'm telling you, when they get food, just let it, but not eat it. I'm praying to God. Maybe I might be wrong and they actually eat the food. And, yeah. Oh, I'm just recording for my documentary. That's cool. Yeah. I just need to add some more stuff into my documentary. So I was like, let me get my phone, start recording some stuff. This is Arjun, by the way. It's on the camera. Yeah. He's helping me today. I haven't done a podium training in ages. So I forgot what to do. Very much.
Yeah.
Jesus. Wait, was you opening a lot? Basically.
No. Well, last 1 year, I was doing private verification.
Oh, Jesus. How come you're doing full time? How come you're doing full time? No, yeah, how comes?
Because I finished my studies.
Oh, you finished studying?
Just in my face. No, you're gonna have, Rachel's gonna stay down here.
Yeah. I think it's so busy down there.
Yeah, exactly. Rachel's gonna stay down here, and then you're gonna be teaching them cocktails upstairs.
Yeah.
That's right, they got a massive pre-order as well.
Yeah, I know, it's gonna be like last week. There's fucking, we made no sales up here.
We've got wine glasses and prosecco glasses on tables, if they're not already.
Sharp wine, yeah.
Enjoy!
Are you winning? How's your shift been?
Great, I haven't really done much yet, to be fair. I'm just setting up club.
Faz. Do you have anything to say? About the documentary?
Oh, everyone needs to watch it. It's going to be the best documentary you ever did see.
Oh, period.
Best documentary.
Period.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, literally the people. I couldn't have got that open done without you. So thank you so much. And also to Sean and everyone else that helped with the open because it was crazy busy. 7 stations is a lot of stations.
I just finished work pretty much. Waiting for my bus and stuff. I was meant to close today, but because there was a booking today, they asked me to come in today. So it was a really good shift. Really nice people and stuff. Vibes, bad food, and what's so annoying is that like you wish you could take the food home. Like when people don't eat the food, you're like, okay, cool, there's food for us. Like it sounds disgusting, it's scavengers, but no one touched the food, and we are so hungry and so tired that you don't like have a chance, because today I didn't have a chance to eat pretty much because I was going to be late if I ate. So pretty much, yeah, I look like I'm a mess right now, but it's doing something. It's doing something got happened today. Pretty much my boss is in like 8 minutes. So yeah, thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed it today, pretty much. But yeah, this is very awkward because I don't really film like this. But, yeah, see you later. I wanted to ask the bartenders if they had any crazy stories, and there was a lot of mad stories that I've heard, so I wanted to share a few of them.
Of a glass, well, not one, like many times that happened. Like a glass has like smashed just like out of the nowhere, and it has cut me in my finger, and I've been like bleeding a lot. And it's like, okay, is this gonna keep happening the whole time? And it's just scary. Like, what the fuck? How am I gonna know that I'm gonna handle this? Oh, and also finding rats. That's disgusting. Always in a bar place, there are mice. I just get very scared. Very scared. In the closings and stuff. It's just, I can't bear that.
Well, definitely I had a crazy story because I was working in a luxury, hospitality. We had a whole thing with uniform. We had to be all in uniform, and basically what happened is that I recently, like, I was coming of age at the time as well, and I was like going through like that time when sometimes a woman is trying different birth control, and I blew up on the birth control. It was crazy, yeah, and I couldn't fit into the average hostess's like uniform. So I remember them getting really mad at me and so forth, making me feel like really shaming me because I couldn't get into the uniform, and they made me actually wear the uniform with the back open because I had to look like everybody else. So I was so upset, I was so mad because it was so ill-fitting. Imagine like you're walking, you're trying to work and so forth, and your skirt swinging around and so forth. It was just poor condition, and I can't believe they actually forced me to do that and so forth. And when I was talking about it like with the general manager and so forth, I remember she tried to make a whole thing about like fix your face, or I'll send you home.
This one story. I was with a customer and she asked for a double shot of Grey Goose. So I served her the Grey Goose and she said, oh, excuse me, this is Malibu. So I'm like, no, it's not. So I redo the drink and she still says the same thing again. Why does this taste like Malibu? I'm like, okay, watching me pour the drink this time. How about that? So the third time around, I actually poured the drink in front of her face, and she said, "Oh, this is Malibu. Is this some kind of joke? Let me speak to your manager."
Crazy stories. I mean, every day. Actually, right here where I'm standing, or where I'm sitting, one guy, when I turned around, stole a bunch of drinks from me. I lined them up, I turned my back, and he immediately just stole them. And as soon as I confronted him about it, he started screaming in my face. Luckily, we have security here. They came up, and they let him scream in my face for 5 minutes and call me almost every swear word under the sun, and then kicked him out. But I'd say that's probably a pretty regular day for a bartender. So, yeah, nothing too crazy.
This one time where we were doing a brunch and we had the turnover for the regular shift. And there were these 3 girls from the brunch, and fair enough, they were fine to sit and chill and continue drinking. But the thing about it is, one of them had an allergy or a bad reaction to sugar that they never told us about prior to coming for their bottomless jugs. They came, they drank a lot, and the next thing I knew, I was on my way to the toilet, and this girl's being escorted by her friend going in the same direction as me. And she doesn't seem that well, and before I knew it, she's puked on the floor and left like a trail of vomit all the way to the bathroom. And then eventually I go to the bathroom after cleaning up the trail, and she didn't get any of it in the toilet. Like, it was all over the walls, the floor, the sink, the little waiting bit where people queue up to use the toilet. It was everywhere. And she did that about 3 times, and I had to clean it up 3 times.
I got fired because of Guinness, and we were having our office rush, and it was literally like we just run out of the Guinness, so we had to get the boy, our cellar boy, change the keg, changes it, we start pouring, it's all coming out black, there's no head, no nothing. We all don't know, we're all not skilled enough to know what the problem is. We all know that how to check the gas, we all know how to change a keg. The gas is fine, and the kegs, like, you know, the kegs are full, I don't know what could be wrong with the keg. But we text our manager, we say to her, look, we all don't know what's going on, we don't know how to deal with it. She's like, we'll change it to a new keg. So I tell the boy, I was like, go change it to a new keg, I'm just gonna upsell some other drinks. And then she's like, no. And then he comes back upstairs and he's like, she said no, like she wants you to do it. And I was like, why specifically me? Like for what reason? What will I know that you don't know? Like, if you don't know, I'm definitely not gonna know. So when I'm like, I say no basically to that, I think she got pissed off that I basically just said, like, you know, no. I'm like, why should, if he can do it, why am I gonna do it? Like, you know, it's not really, I don't know if she saw it as like me just like defying her or whatever, but it's just, you know, we got like how many staff members that were gonna be coming in around the time that this was all happening. So I just said, like, you know, no, I was in the middle of service, in the middle of serving people. So I said, no, not right now. Maybe if I have time or you take over. But I knew this boy, he didn't know how to take over. He wasn't like regular with the customers. And at that point when I was working there, she was trying to make me supervisor and everything. So she was already becoming a real, like, really dictator to me at this point. Like, she was being mean. So when I said no, she was like, well, whoever doesn't want to do the jobs, when I tell them to do the jobs, can go home. And then she sent someone, which I thought was really unfair and really unprofessional, she sent the person that was on the upstairs bar to come all the way downstairs and say, Jen, so-and-so's told you to go home. And I was like, what do you mean go home? She's like, yeah, she said you just told Jen to go home. And I was like, nothing else? So I was like, so I'm fired? She was like, I don't know, she just said to me. And I was like, look, I felt bad for the girl because she's just, her as a manager has just put this girl in such an uncomfortable position. And I felt bad for her. So I was like, you know what? Fuck this place. I was like, grabbed my coat, left the keys. I was like, you guys use the keys to lock up. You guys lock up. Have a good shift. And good luck. And I just left. Because I was like, I didn't even want to text her to be like, why? What's going on? Why are you telling me to go home? Because this is the type of person that is like, most managers that you deal with in hospitality, they ain't got no reasoning. And sometimes they ain't even got no sense. So you kind of just have to, alright, I don't want to deal with someone that is this childish. And yeah, that's how I've been fired over Guinness.
Going back to the first place I worked at in East London. So again, it was a heavy drug dealer population in this area. And then things are, these people individually, no issue at all. It was a heavily territory based. So if you didn't mess with them, they didn't mess with you. But when you've got one guy from one corner, another guy from another corner, when they meet, obviously that ain't gonna go well. And every now and again that happened in the bar. So I remember once, I think I've only been bartending like 4 months at this point. There was a Saturday night, full house, one guy from one corner, another guy from the other corner. They met up in the bar. Next thing you know, it's like an 8-person scrap. And at this bar, we had a bar at the front, there was a bar at the back, and then there was like a corridor connecting the two. One dude absolutely sprints into the back bar. I'm kind of watching, it's like, you know what, security's in the back, they'll sort it. Like 5-6 dudes follow him into the back bar. Next thing I see, in this little corridor behind, the dude's jumped over the station in the back bar, sprinted down the corridor into the front bar, long jump to the front bar. He's taken out the draft tray, he's completely destroyed the station, wiped out 3 tables all in one go. Next thing you know, the other 6 dudes are absolutely sprinting after him. Security did nothing, but it's fine. So yeah, that was probably one of the wildest ones. There's been a few little things like that. That was probably the most cinematic issue I've had.
Don't worry.
No, you can't get one while you're
You're definitely appealed to this Jordan.
So, this is the whole for Taxi Bartender Stories. I watched, can you see me? So this is the outro of the show. This documentary has been a year pretty much, and yeah, this has been the most craziest, maddest experience I've got to work with these guys. I love these guys so much, so I hope you guys love this documentary. Shout out to the crew, shout out to the talent, shout out to everyone that was part of the documentary. This is the best experience, look, one of the best experiences I've ever had. This is one of the best experiences I've learned a lot of stories, a lot of stuff that I can relate to with people and stuff. I've learned a lot from the crew as well, and everything. I really love it.
More bars. I should write more bars. I guess I'm just trying to go further. Some of these dumps would have said more far.